YouTube's a different ballgame. It's a completely different beast. There's no reason to binge watch me. Like, I know that. I want binge watching. I don't have that.
This is the thing you need to think about a lot more.
I've been very scatterbrained, so I'm really excited.
A couple months ago, I got the opportunity to consult Pat Flynn, help him out with his YouTube channel.
Hey, what's up, Eric?
Great to meet you. Great to connect.
This was a really unexpected opportunity. A friend of Pat Flynn's found the content smoothie process, did the content smoothie process, and was so blown away. He was like, I need to connect you with Pat.
Excited for this experience. Kevin said nothing but great things about it, so I'm stoked to learn more and see what I can do to improve, because I'm always looking to improve.
Out of nowhere, suddenly I had this opportunity to talk with Pat Flynn, unpack some of the really interesting things going on with his YouTube channel and see how I could help. For those of you unfamiliar, Pat Flynn is a really well-respected and successful entrepreneur. He creates content with his podcast and of course his YouTube channel. He's an author, he's a public speaker, he helped create the SwitchPod, if you know that.
So roadblocks would include just having a very, very large amount of different things I can talk about that people do come to me for.
When I checked out Pat's channel before this call, the first thing I noticed was, whoa, there are a lot of different topics on this YouTube channel.
Big struggle with me is I am not niched down. I have had opportunities to go niche, but that also doesn't excite me either. Like, I had a YouTube consultation and he had suggested, based on the analytics, that I should probably just stick in the realm of podcasting. But then I started to go deeper into that. I was like, I don't want to do just that. Like, I don't want to do micro videos about just one single microphone. And yeah, I might have the top search result for that microphone, but that doesn't light me up.
YouTube search is the most broadly accessible, practical way to grow your YouTube channel. But that's not the only way to grow your YouTube channel.
The main thing I think that YouTube can do that no other platform really can do is when you find an amazing YouTube channel, it gives you that hang out with your best friend feeling, that intimacy, that personal connection, but it also has the compelling, cohesive elements of a TV show. So something you want to binge, something with characters and story arcs, people growing, progressing, there's surprises, there's things that throw you off.
If you want more flexibility with your YouTube channel, you want to turn your informational content into something that's more entertaining, has more personality. You need to shift things around so people are eager to see you, spend time with you, not just grab information. The content smoothie process is all about helping creators design a personalized fit for them so they can stand out more for their personality and not just for a search topic. The typical format for search content on YouTube is like the video version of a blog post. It's reporting information, it's compiling information, but that's not really what a TV show feels like. Even if you add some of your humor, your personality, your values into a blog post, it's not going to connect in the same way, entertain in the same way as a TV show where characters are actually discovering something new every single week.
I've tried videos that, like, I remember doing a video that was specifically because Mr. Beast did a certain kind of video where I went to a farmer's market and I was trying to involve a whole bunch of people and like give away money at the end. And it was just like, so excited about it. And then it fell flat.
It's not enough to have an adventure, emotions, a beginning, middle, end in one video. If you really want to get people hooked, subscribing, you need to add a story to your entire channel where characters grow, are actually surprised over time.
How can we introduce a story arc into our content? Because I believe that that's what really gets us to that sort of magic YouTube channel level.
Yeah, I want binge watching, right? Like with
exactly.
Like I'll watch 8 videos in a row with my kids. I don't have that. I don't have that.
What I heard from you is basically I want to help as many people as possible while also being me, while also not niching myself to the point where I don't like my content.
Right, and I don't know if I'm trying to have my cake and eat it too, so.
No, I think that is possible. It's just complicated. Figuring out how you can actually know yourself really, really well, to communicate yourself really, really well, to actually emotionally invest your audience, and in a way that works with the rules of YouTube. That's what's really complicated.
There actually is a way to combine the two. Search educational content with personality-driven entertainment. But to find that special combo, it takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of intentionality, self-awareness from the creator to figure out, wait, Who actually am I? What am I bringing to the table? How can I make my YouTube channel make more sense to a stranger? It's normal to see how things are scattered and random. You're a dynamic, interesting person. But amidst the chaos, what patterns are there? What preferences do you have because of your personality, because of your story, that can help your content smoothie have a more specific taste, have a more consistent recipe?
I think it'll be great to first clarify a little bit more about your mission, and then we can tie more into the story thing after.
Okay.
These are some recurring things I've noticed come up when I talk to creators. For you, based on your background, your story, which ones stand out to you as, yeah, that's really what gets me going?
Yeah, problem solving. And okay. I mean, definitely that's the first one stands out. That's sort of what I'm known for. Teaching is a part of that as well. Giving people that connection to me is really important too. I thrive on that. I'm an Enneagram 3.
What's something you want to give to everyone, especially, right? Do you want to unlock authenticity for 1 million people? Do you want to unlock action for 1 million people? Do you want to unlock more curiosity for more people?
If you want to see this process more in depth, help clarify the mission of your YouTube channel, I'll link a video at the end that goes really in depth with this part of the content smoothie process.
Yeah, I mean, I want to open people's eyes to the opportunities that have always been in front of them, because that's ultimately what happened to me when I got laid off in 2008, and unlocking my true potential. A lot of inspiration, and it was through a lot of storytelling. And like my perfect situation would be somebody either watching my videos, listening to my podcast or whatever, getting inspired to take action, building a business, and then being able to spend more time at home with their kids, or not ever having to worry about finances again, or not feeling stuck in a dead-end job anymore.
In terms of the impact, right, that you want to unlock, what type of opportunity, it doesn't seem like it's like very money focused, like a lifestyle level or like a kind of
time freedom, really. It's getting to the point where you can be happy in life.
I mean, do you think that there is one of these outputs that's extra meaningful to you?
What's catching my attention as I asked more questions was that things really weren't getting more specific. I kept trying to find an angle, narrow things down, but it kept bubbling back up to something really broad, really general.
You know, ultimately, I want people to be happy and joyful, and that's part of why I be silly. I'm silly in my videos, and I'm just myself, and I try to make people laugh, and I poke fun at myself. I mean, I think that's a big theme that sort of carries throughout.
I can see how you could run into some problems though, because that's very broad.
Yes.
So
I have all these different questions to try to hit things from different angles, try to strike a chord, trying to dig up something more specific. But in Pat's case, the pieces were not coming together. I wasn't finding anything clear or specific, no matter how much I tried.
When you think about a group of people that feel really close-minded to you, where they're missing an opportunity or they're not understanding, and you just like you eavesdrop on their conversation, you're like, oh my God, that goes against so many of my core values, right?
Yeah. They're saying things like, oh, well, this isn't possible for me, or I'm not an expert. I can never do that. Or they might be putting down somebody else who is doing that. I'm not good enough. I've missed my opportunity, or, I'm fine. I'm okay. Yeah. I'll settle. I'll be complacent. Complacency is something that is a very scary thing to me.
With Pat, it wasn't that he didn't know his skills, didn't know his personality, didn't know his values. It was more that his core values that he held very strongly were really that broad. They really did apply to everyone. This works as a human being, but on your YouTube channel, if people come across one video and you just say, hey, I want to help you, I want to help inspire you, I want to help you have more opportunities, that's not specific enough to get excited about, to tell your friends about. So for a good amount of this call, I kept asking lots of different questions, trying to hit things at a different angle, trying to dig around, hoping I could find something more specific.
I think we should think about your audience a little bit.
Okay. They want a life of freedom. They want financial freedom. They want the ability to spend more time with their kids, build something that they can call their own and be proud of. I am very, very much a family man. A lot of them have also tried and have failed and have started new things, or either are too afraid to start new things. Mostly beginners, but mostly people who are in the 25 to, I would say, 40 range. However,
Okay.
I do have a large number of people that are outside of that. I'm a little bit nerdy and goofy. I definitely have a Back to the Future obsession, Star Wars obsession that a lot of people gravitate towards. Like, I don't target any one group.
Right.
My target is, hey, you need help, I'm here to help you, which I know is very general and maybe not the right way to go, versus, hey, I'm the family entrepreneur guy. Like, I am your guy, but I could be somebody else's guy too. So that's where I think a lot of the sort of butting up against each other and fighting happens in my brain when it comes to different content. And I know that by not honing in on a particular group, that I'm potentially not appealing as much as I could to anybody. I thought of, being the guy who does the best reviews on different tools that can be helpful, and that's my thing. But then I'm like, oh, that I want room to play too. But I think that I need a little bit of guidance because, Mr. Beast plays around and has fun, but there's a structure and it's bingeable, and you kind of have an expectation of things that might happen in videos, and there's no reason to binge watch me. Like, I know that, unless you need podcast help, you're going to binge watch the 5 videos about podcasting, but then there's no other reason to watch anything else. So that's
right. Well, that's why in some of my videos I use the analogy of dictionary content. So there's a lot of creators who make videos that are amazing resources, all that sort of stuff, but people don't read the dictionary for fun.
Right.
People actually can't. Like, they will just feel tired if they read the dictionary all the time. So how can we still educate, teach, give value, but also, turn that dictionary into a real story, into where there's actually a character arc, where there's actually characters we're invested in. We know it when we see it, but it's very hard to figure out how to do that for ourselves. I do think right now you're doing yourself a disservice by wanting to just broadly help people. Even if you niche down a little bit, I think you should niche down in a way that's authentic to you. But even if you niche down a little bit, you're still going to be serving the broad audience. Like, Mr. Beast videos are technically catered to kids, but they are broadly very inspiring. This past week, I want to make a video about it. But there's this channel that went viral where this guy is just solving incredibly complicated Sudoku puzzles. He's just like a genius at explaining. He has a British accent. It's really fun and relaxing to watch. He went viral. And even if you're not into Sudoku, you just appreciate this guy loves what he's doing and he's making puzzles. He's sharing his joy. You can do something more niche, but still inspire or help serve more broadly. The one thing we keep running into is basically about the binging. Every single creator who you binge, they have introduced these elements into their content: discovery, curiosity, and wonder into their content. And that's what gets you very emotionally invested. If the creator tells their story in a certain way, they could say one sentence, and suddenly the viewer will be, well, I want to see that. Wait, I want to see how you're going to do that. I've never seen that before. And some of them are way more subtle than others. So for instance, it's not obvious that Mr. Beast has some of this stuff going on. You think of him as just, the money and the challenges, all that sort of stuff. But behind the scenes, what's so investing about Jimmy is he wants to hit 100 million subscribers. He wants to help as many people as humanly possible. And you can almost see it in his eyes. He will do whatever it takes to push himself, his potential. No one else is carving a roadmap for him. And he's like, I actually don't know how this is going to play out. I'm not 100% sure I can do it, but I'm going to do every single thing in my power to make that happen. Yes, on the surface, you see, oh yeah, he did the last to leave the circle challenge. You see him, create the merch and all, but then he gives away $1 million. Then he tips someone a house. He is just insane. And he himself is discovering what that's going to look like. Every creator who has exponential growth, it's when they introduce a story arc into their content that taps into their real discovery, their real curiosity, their real wonder, their feeling. One thing I noticed with your videos is, you have so much experience, you have so much expertise, and so you actually have to be creative about how you paint yourself as the underdog. I know you have this because every entrepreneur, ambitious person does, but there's something that's keeping you moving forward. There's something that sort of scares you where you don't fully know how it's going to happen, but you need to try. You need to figure that out. And so what you need to do is you need to introduce that into your content. You need to say, yes, I want to help you with your stuff. Yes, I want to help you unlock your potential. But the reason I'm still going with this, giving this my all, the reason I'm showing up for you guys is because of this. And I really can't sleep until I figure this out. You know, some creators do this more obviously in your face. Some, you know, we're having a baby, we're buying a new house. But other creators, it's a lot more subtle. You see their internal struggle, the content bug. What was special about her content wasn't just that it blew up in search. It was the fact that she was showing in real time access to what it looks like to have your YouTube channel explode. And that excitement, that discovery process, that curiosity, wonder, you know, when is this going to stop? Ooh, how can I keep up? How is this going to change my life? That was what really brought the magic to her channel. The things that are really important to communicate to your audience are your mission, your values, and what you feel is at stake. If you can find a way to really do that, and it's not like a mission like I want to start a business. It has to be something a little bit more like deep or like abstract, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have a mission, but it's essentially to turn dreamers into achievers.
Okay, that's very digestible and easy to understand.
We talked a little bit about what mission, values, stakes, discovery process came to mind for him. And then Pat had this idea, what if I shared more of my discovery process, improving my live stream?
Perhaps there might be some sort of mission, if you will, to be able to have a crowd of, 1,000 people watching me every single day. Maybe the 1,000 turns into 10,000, turns into maybe every day I can have 1 million people watching my live stream on YouTube. And sort of taking people behind the scenes on how I'm trying to improve, and that can get into a lot of the tech stuff that I still like to talk about. Here is me sort of on the ground, fearful because today we have, more than 100 people in the waiting room. So I'm scared today. And
that technically is a discovery process, but not enough to energize, motivate, add momentum to a YouTube channel, especially if you're perceived as an expert like Pat Flynn. The discovery process you want to add to your YouTube channel, it needs to have really high stakes. It needs to be really big picture, long term, something that's going to take years to accomplish, something where if you don't do it, lots of people are going to be left behind. When I brought this up, this is when we finally stumbled across something that could be more specific for Pat's YouTube channel.
So something that you're going to be working on 5, 10, maybe even the rest of your life.
And that's why legacy goals that are lifetime goals of mine, if you'd like to hear.
Yeah, I would love to hear that.
And I feel like I'm only in the first 70 pages of my life right now. Where I'm at now is a stepping stool toward my next big thing, and the thing that I want my book to be written about, which is helping kids learn entrepreneurship. And my wife and I, we're going to be starting a summer school to help kids learn entrepreneurship. It's really important to us. We have 2 young kids ourselves. And I feel like truly believe, this is the big thing that a lot of people are starting to know about me because I've been very pronounced about this, is that I think everybody should learn the skills of entrepreneurship because they help you in life, no matter if you're an entrepreneur or not. And so these things I want to become an agent of change in the world of education. And I think we all know how broken the education system is and how important entrepreneurs are, and especially for kids. And that's sort of where my head is at. It doesn't often end up in videos. It just pops up every once in a while. But I mean, if that becomes a mission that people start to know me for, I believe everybody should learn entrepreneurship, because the skills that you learn as an entrepreneur will teach you how to succeed in life. Whether you're a kid, whether you're an adult, whether you become an entrepreneur or not. That's pretty cool.
This is the thing you need to think about a lot more. This is a way that you can niche down, but not actually niche down.
Right.
You have to niche down to people who accept this thesis statement. And then on top of that, right, now your question, your discovery process is, how can I make this accessible to people that don't have any business background? How can I keep improving as a teacher, as an educator, to make this more and more accessible. You're going, okay, I did that course, I wrote that book. There's still so many people that aren't getting it. How can I design something new that can help them see that?
Yeah, we're getting somewhere.
We're totally getting somewhere.
This was an actual claim specific to Pat and his story. In contrast to the other general things from before, this actually creates a trajectory, a direction for his YouTube channel. It still needs to be refined, it still needs to get more specific, but it's a great start. Over the next little bit of the call, we sort of clarified, hey, this is the mission. I believe entrepreneurship principles are for everyone. They can really improve your life even if you don't have a business, even if you have excuses, insecurities. Working on this gives you the opportunity to unlock happiness, freedom, something for yourself at a lifestyle level, at a mindset level. All those big, broad, fluffy things from before actually have a place here, actually help serve a purpose. And then in terms of the discovery process he can add to his channel to help it feel more personal, help it feel more like an adventure, he can open up about the struggles, journey, trying to share this idea with as many people as possible. This idea is simple and can help a lot of people, but it's not gonna happen overnight. If this is really something Pat's passionate about, there's so many opportunities to share his curiosity, his wonder, his discovery process as he figures out, how can I make this accessible for more people? How can I make it practical? How can I push past other people's excuses? How can I reach those people that are left behind? This involves figuring out how to teach more effectively. Hey, it's simpler than you think. It really does tie to everything. It is fun, digestible. This involves figuring out how to solve tough problems. I can guide you. I can break it down. I can help dismantle some of your harmful perspectives. And then lastly, this involves taking action, leading. Hey, I'm experimenting in front of you. I want to grow my expertise and set an example. I can show you the real opportunity right here in front of you. And all of this together can add some momentum to Pat's YouTube channel. Wow, that guy is willing to do whatever it takes to serve and practice making this happen for as many people as possible. I want to see how he makes that happen. I want to see if what he's talking about, maybe that can help me. I hope from seeing today's video, you could see this sorting process, this narrowing things down process, it's hard for everyone. It's tricky for everyone. You just have to put in the work. This was just a start. It takes a lot of creativity, time, effort to think about, wait, what actually am I fighting for? What actually am I bringing to the table? What limitations can I create for myself that I'd actually be happy with, that actually make my YouTube channel make more sense to strangers? The thing that's holding most creators back from the impact, growth, connection they're craving isn't the YouTube algorithm. Titles, thumbnails, click-through rate, watch time, algorithm search, those things aren't that complicated to understand. The part that's actually hard to figure out is, who actually are we? Do we know what we're bringing to the table? How can we design something that actually showcases our strengths, our mission, what we're fighting for? If you thought today's call with Pat was interesting, helpful, in my opinion, the second call with Pat is even more interesting. We really get into it. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't yet already. Thank you guys so much for watching and being here. You are the change maker of your own life. Let's think more deeply. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, peace.